I'm awesome sometimes. Hello everyone! Welcome back to the History Behind. I'm Jess, and this is a brand new episode of World Tour Edition. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about one of the greatest archaeological findings in the world that led to the discovery of the tomb of the first emperor of China. Yingzheng took the throne in 246 BC at the age of 13. By 221 BC, he had unified a collection of warring kingdoms and took the name of Qin Shi Huang Di, the first emperor of Qin. During his rule, Qin standardized coins, weights and measures, interlinked the states with canals and roads, and he was also credited by the building of the first version of the Wall of China. According to court historian C.M. Qin, during the following Han Dynasty, Qin ordered the mausoleum's construction shortly after taking the throne. More than 700,000 laborers worked on the project, which was halted in 209 BC, amid uprisings a year after Qin's dynasty. The first emperor wanted to have the same military power and imperial status in the afterlife as he had during his earthly life. The terracotta figures were produced to replace actual human sacrifices, like early rulers of the Shang and Zhou dynasties that had soldiers, officials and other attendants buried with them. Pretty much meant that if the emperor died, a lot of people were going to die with them. Not really nice, you know? It was only on March 29, 1974, that workers digging a well outside of Xi'an in China, obviously, found a life-size clay soldier poised for battle. So the diggers quickly notified the Chinese authorities, who dispatched government archaeologists to the site. Those archaeologists found not one, but thousands of clay soldiers, and each one had unique facial expressions and were positioned according to rank. Further excavations have revealed swords, arrow tips and all kinds of other weapons, and most of them are in very pristine condition. Experimental pits dug around the tomb have revealed dancers, musicians and acrobats full of life and caught mid-performance, which is a sharp contrast to the military poses of the soldiers that are stern and, stuff. I forgot words, but yeah, you know what I mean. And even though they appear grey today, due to time and all of that, there's a patch of paints found on the figures that lead to believe that they were brightly colored, their clothes and everything. Every figure differs in facial expression and features, clothing, hairstyle and gesture, so they were handmade one by one, all of them different. There's not two that are alike, and that's amazing. Till this date, 4 pits have been partially excavated, and those are filled with the terracotta soldiers or strong chariots and weapons. The 4th vault is empty, which, it tells us that it's true, they didn't finish the construction, sorry. The 1st vault is believed to contain over 6,000 terracotta soldiers and horses, but less than 2,000 are on display. So all figures are facing east in a rectangular array, and each are armed with either long spears, daggers or halberds. The vault was opened to visitors in 1979, and it measures about 21 meters long and 62 wide, and the bottom of the pit varies from 4.5 meters to 6.5 meters below ground level, so don't fall in. The 2nd vault was excavated in 1976 and stands about 20 meters north from the 1st vault. The 2nd vault contains 4 units. The first one with rows of kneeling and standing archers. The second one is a chariot array, so just horses. The third one is mixed forces with infantry, chariots and troopers standing in a rectangular array. And the 4th one is numerous troops holding array. The emperor wanted to have the same army strategy he did as alive, so very strict and well defined. That's kind of awesome. I want an army too when I die. Can I? No, I'm poor. The third vault is the smallest one. There are only 68 terracotta figures, and many of which don't have heads. All the figures in that vault are officials, making it obvious that it represents the command post of all of it. Obviously, Vault 4 is empty, as I've said before, because of the stop they put to the construction in the middle of it. So two bronze chariots were discovered 20 meters from the west side of the tomb on December 1980 and were elaborately restored before exhibition. The chariots have about 3,400 parts each and were driven by 4 bronze horses. So they were mainly made of bronze, but they were so well made and so vivid that they are considered being the best preserved and have the highest rank among the earliest non-bronze relics in China. They are also the biggest pieces known of ancient bronze were ever found in the world, and that's amazing. Like, can you imagine enormous bronze chariots with some parts of gold and just... Kin's tomb itself remains unexcavated, even though C.M. Kin's writings suggest to even greater treasures on the inside. And this is a direct quote translated also. I mean, we can't read Chinese yet, so... The tomb was filled with models of palace pavilions and offices, as well as fine vessels, precious stones, and rarities. The writings also indicate that the tomb contains replicas of the area's rivers and streams, made with mercury and flowing to the sea through hills and mountains of bronze. Precious stones, such as pearls, are said to represent the sun, the moon, and the stars. Modern tests on the tomb's mound have revealed unusually high concentrations of mercury, and that leads to believe that some of the historical accounts from those texts are actually true, like they really maybe did make rivers out of mercury in the tomb. And that's... how? Why? I'm just so jealous. So unfortunately, further excavations of the tomb itself are on hold, at least for now, because there are very complex conditions inside. In 1987, the tomb of the first emperor, including the Terracotta Army, was selected by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage Site, which is amazing. The museum is open to visits every day, all year round, because it's a closed museum, so weather conditions will not affect it at all. The entry varies between 120 yuan and 150, so if you're around, make sure to check it out because it's amazing. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you next video. Don't forget to tell me what you would like to hear about next. And yeah, that's all for now. Bye! The thumb, not the thumb, the thumb. No. Be representing the sun and the moons we only have one. Stupid. For today, not today. Again.